What up, boys, and welcome back to another video. So what we're going to talk about today is something that was really popular when I made a video on it like a year or two ago, and I'm still making a really good amount of gold on this, but there's not that many people farming it anymore. I guess people have kind of forgotten about it or just moved on doing different farms, but there's still a nice demand for it. So keep in mind though that this is another old content gold farm. So you can't really do it for 10 hours and just rely on this being your gold farm. In that case, you're pretty much going to be the only guy in your realm supplying the auction house with these, but that's not likely. So it doesn't fly off the auction house, but it always sells, and it's always nice to have them up on the auction house. So before we dive into the farm and the item, I want to mention that you guys can still get the 0 to 10 million gold guide 50% off. Just type in the code Shadowlands into the discount field, and you can find a link to buy my book in the comments section and also in the description. So this farm, some of you guys already recognize the farm by the zone, right? But for those of you who don't, you're going to be farming these bad boys right here, the Damp Basilisk Eye. So you guys can see that I've sold now recently. It says last sold 94 days because I just restocked and just started to sell them again. And that was 1,073 of them for 92,000 gold, which is a bad price. Because I mean, I've also sold these. That's like what, right above 90 gold a piece. But I've also sold them for 250 gold each, which is absolutely insane. So why would people buy Damp Scale Basilisk Guy? And some of you guys are always looking at just the raw data, like, okay, the sell rate is 7.64. It's not going to sell, Studen. But the thing is, they don't fly off the auction house. When you have a buyer, each guy needs to buy almost 1,400 eyes. Because the only use for these eyes is whenever you're exalted with either the Scryers or the Aldor, right? So in this case, if you're exalted with Aldor, but you want to get exalted with the Scryers, you got to go from being exalted, and then you got to go down to neutral, so you can actually start gaining reputation with the Scryers. And in order to do that, you need almost 14. I think the number is like 1,344 or something like that, in order to be able to gain Scryers reputation. And every single guy that wants to get into transmog crafting is going to have to do this on this crafting tool. It's like a time per tune, right? Because you want to be able to get all the recipes, both the recipes from Aldor and the ones from Scryers. And there's also people who just, they want to do it due to the achievement. So there's that. And the way to farm it is right here in Tarukar Forest. So you can either farm it in a group, which is on this lake up north. You just spread people. You have 3 people on this side on the island, and then you have 2 people on or the water, and then you have 2 people right here killing these basilisks. Those are the ones who drop, obviously, the basilisk eye. But however, you don't worry, you don't have to rely on a group. You can also do it solo. Very simple. Like, you can either go around this lake and you're going to spawn relatively fast, and I know that a lot of people, including myself, has also done that. It follows the riverbanks and just kill the basilisks around the riverbank, and you should never run out of mobs. It's obviously going to be better if you're in a 5-man group, but it doesn't really matter because it's not an item that's super high in demand. So you're always going to be able to keep them up on the auction house, or you should be able to always keep them up on the auction house. So putting a gold per hour on this one is very tough. There's people that I do this farm with specifically because a good viewer of mine, Skios, who helps us out because he puts multi-boxers where he used to back in the day when he could multi-box. He put multi-boxers on this side of the lake, and then we just farm this side of the lake for even the faster spawns. And he's been making millions of gold on these eyes, getting way above 100,000 gold an hour. Doing it solo, getting like an average market value price, you're probably looking at like 50, 60,000 gold an hour once they finally sell, that is, of course. So yeah, head over to Tarukar Forest, and it's just another great farm, like an item to make sure you always have up on the auction house. And that is pretty much it for today's video. So if you got any questions whatsoever, leave them down below in the comment section, and you can always subscribe to the channel if you haven't, and you will be notified whenever I upload these YouTube videos. And that's it. Thanks for watching. See you all tomorrow. Bye bye.